Okay, number one, bit of an etude, and goal is 145, no faster than that. However, if you're feeling comfortable with the 145, you want to send in a video early, that's totally okay. And if it is going well at 145, the whole thing, then I'll suggest going a little bit faster and all that. So, but got to make sure the 145 is solid first, preferably with zero warm-up. So when you go to make your video next week, so let's say you can't make a video early, that's totally fine. You want to give yourself the full week, totally fine. This goes for numbers 1 and 2, but yeah, goal here is also to do it cold. So no need to work it up for the videos next week. Just get the 145. That's it. Okay. Yeah, added in drums and bass for everything to make it more fun to play with. So good things to do here. If you need to work things up again, do 2 bars, maybe 4 at the most. And another thing you can do is the Guitar Pro percentage feature. So play the whole thing well at 50% when that's going, getting comfortable. Then do it at 60%, then 70%, and so on. So here we go. Let's play this thing at the 145. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Pull off there. I'm trying to nudge the whammy bar out of the way at the same time. Not a good idea. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, we're going to do 145 for number 2 as well. Yep, just chromatic on this one. Seemed to sound best to my ear. Here we go. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Wow, I'm full of mistakes today. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, and a more regular approached riff. Here we go, 60 beats per minute for the palm mute accent pattern. 1, 2, 3, 4. Again, this is using the half-whole diminished scale. I don't know if we've done anything with that yet, but real quick, easy explanation. It's called a half-whole diminished scale. A couple reasons. First one, everything goes a half step, whole step, half step, whole step. Root note, half step, whole step, half step, whole step, half, whole, half, whole, half, whole, half, whole, half, and so on. Diminished because it's full of diminished chords or diminished arpeggios. So you can do minor thirds all over the place. Oops. scale. That's why it's a half whole diminished scale. 120. 1, 2, 3, 4. 160. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. 200. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's do the repeats at 180. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. So yeah, reply to your other emails already. So yeah, everything looks good on the 7th chord note naming stuff. And yeah, so when you have things like the minor add 9 stuff you were doing there, you have a major 9 in that thing you're doing, as well as the minor add 9. So well, let's talk about that a bit. So let's say you had, that'd be a good one. So we like the first one we did with the major 9, basically I think it was a C major 9, that's why we came up with this shape here. So starting with the C major chord, we took the octave of the root note here, lowered it down a half step to make it a 7, and then D, the note D is the 9th interval. Doesn't really matter where you play it technically. So we just opened up the E or the D string there. We still have that E note at the top. So we got all the notes that we need there for that 9th chord. But what if we had something a little bit different there? Let's see, because you're doing a lot of bar chords now. Let's see what we can do here. So this one's a bit complicated, the shape I'm about to do. So, let's see, let me walk through this, because this is going to end up being the shape. Wait a minute, it's here. So that's a movable 9th chord, major 9, starting there on the low E string. Let's see, hang on, 1 second. That's to have that voicing starting on the A string, you need your thumb. Anyway, so say we start with the A major chord, then we want to make an A major 7, and then we want to make it an A major 9. So we need to get a B note in there. I guess the easiest thing you can do from this point is just open up the B string. Hit the E string as well. We'll have the 5th interval done again. But we want a movable shape. So, one thing, let's see. So we do need the 9. In this case, it's a B. So, let's see. There's no real easy way to explain this thing. But this is a shape you can do. I swear I've gotten to this shape before doing all kinds of work. Oh yeah, the F major chord. So it's basically like if we start with the F major chord, we'll end up going over this anyway. But hey, let's talk about it now. So we need the B note. So the easiest way to get the B right now is to open that up. So that gives it, no, we need the, the G note. What am I talking about? I'm thinking of the A major one. I said I'm full of mistakes today. Jeez. We need a G note. The G note is the 9. So easiest place to put in the 9 is open up that G string. However, when we do that, we just lost the A note. Well, where's an easy place to put the A back in? The A string. So there we go. But that means we just lost the C note. Where can we place the C? We can put that up on the B string. So from there's a couple things we can do. So we still need the 7th interval. So if we, let's start here. I apologize, my brain is just not working today. Good God. We're going to go through basically the same steps there. You guys just split this up. I'll just warn you as to where it is. What is this, about just past the 1050 mark. All right, let's remember that. Just so you know where I'm going to get this correct. So we start with an F major chord. We need to make it an F major 7 first. So we take, I usually do it like this. Look for the very first place you can change an octave of the root note. So that would be here, the 3rd fret of the D string. So then we lower that down a half step to make it an F major 7. And then we go through the steps I was just doing. So next we need a G note. Easiest place to get the G from this point, because this is not an easy chord to manipulate too much. So we'll have to kind of build it as we go. We're going to we have to take something away to add the new one. And then when we lose the thing, it's like when we replace a note to get the one we want, we lose something. So whatever we lose, we need to find it somewhere else. So we kind of go for what's the new note we need, put it in the easiest place. Whatever was lost in doing so, we now look for that lost note in the easiest place until we finally have everything. So again, F major, we take the octave of the root note where the pinky is right now, lower that a half step. We need the G note in next. The easiest place for that is just open up the G. So we're going to lose the bar for right now. So we have the open G string now. So what did we just lose? We lost the A note to open up the G string. So let's open up the A string and lose the C. So easiest place to put the C now is up here on the B string. And you can just hit that open E string as well. And you got yourself an F major 9. So then you can just visualize moving that shape around. So we got 1, 0, 2, 0, 1. We're just going to look at those 5 strings. So we just add a fret to everything. So that would end up being, there we go. So the movable shape here, so the F sharp major now would be 2, 1, 3, 1, 2. 2, 1, 3, 1, 2. 2, 1, 3, 1, 2. And that's a nice movable major 9th chord shape. Now from here, add 9s are not very friendly on these strings here, because you could end up doing this, and God, that's a hell of a stretch. Not easy, not fun, and a little painful. But yeah, so when you're doing an add 9, like a major add 9, minor add 9, what I typically do is you look for that octave of the root note and raise it up a whole step. So like that A minor chord here, ring fingers on the octave of the root note, raise that up a half step, you got yourself an A minor add 9. Same thing with the major. So you have an A major chord, raise up that octave of the root note, you got yourself an A major add 9, or just A add 9. So right here, again, we could do the same kind of stuff here, make it an F major 9, or not F major 9, F add 9. So again, I would just open up the G string. That means we lost the A note. So we need to put the C back in after we opened up the A string. And there you go. So basically it's like you have the F major 9. Well, you just take the 7th interval, raise it up a half step. That gets rid of the 7, and now it's just an add 9. So hopefully that makes some sense there. We'll be covering all this stuff in depth together eventually. But yeah, sorry for all those mistakes. All right, I'll see you again next week.